Hey guys, I'm so excited that our next Ponder In is coming up. This year, we've already had our very first Ponder In at the end of January for our winter season, and it was such a success and so wonderful that I could not wait to plan the next one. I already had people ask me, when is the next one going to be? When are you doing this? Are you doing this again? And my answer is absolutely. I want to do this for every single season of the year. So winter, spring, summer, and fall. So there will be 3 more Ponder Ins this year alone. I'd love to multiply it and be able to do more, but for this year, we're doing 4. And our next one for 2020 is coming up the first weekend of May, May 1st through May 3rd. It will be in Lake Whitney this time around, and we're really excited about that. Lake Whitney is just south of Fort Worth and north, a little west of Waco. So it's kind of a good halfway in between point. If you find yourself in that area at all, please come see us. If you're close, if you're not close, like fly in, come on, join us. It's gonna be so much fun. So I've gotten a lot of questions about, okay, what is a silent retreat? Do I totally have to be silent the entire time? No. So let me explain a little bit about it. What is Ponder In? It's a silent retreat where women can get away, be quiet before the Lord, reflect and gather with other women who will encourage and pray with you through this journey of healing and restoration. That is what Ponder In is. It's a gathering of women. It's a safe space to just completely unplug for a while and to be able to not have the added pressures of, oh, I need to get to know and have, small talk conversations, and I need to check my phone and who's this, and you'll realize as the last participants, the very first participants of Ponder In did, that guess what? When you don't have your phone on you for 9 hours, the world does not implode and nobody dies. It's actually very freeing and really great and just super wonderful to have like that time just dedicated to you and to what God has to say to you, to be open to that. We have so much noise. I hear this all the time with younger people that, they just need a year off in between high school and college. And I totally understand, because they've had everything thrown at them for these years, right? When I grew up, there was only like a little bit of the internet, because yes, I'm that old. And so like towards the tail end, we had a little bit of internet, but these kids have had internet their whole life, right? So tons of noise is coming at them, just white noise all the time. And they just need some space and some quiet. And you know what? They're not the only ones. Once we get away from the distractions, the TV, Netflix, the noise, Instagram, you name it, your sister calling you constantly, whatever it is, there's so much peace in that. And it's so refreshing and restoring, and just, it's healing. That's the word I'm going to use for that this whole time. It's so healing. It's so great. At Saturday night dinner, our Ponder In after our silent time, I do a dinner and debrief, and I just want to know, how was your day? Like, I haven't talked to you all day. I saw you like run around, whatever. But how was your day? And one of the gals said, I really feel like it's the best day of my life. And I completely felt the exact same way. It really and truly was. Another gal was like, I can't wait for you to take my phone tomorrow, because I'm so ready to get rid of the noise. I need some space. I need to be alone with God and be able to hear what he has to say to me, with me. What does he have to share with me? It was so empowering and so wonderful to be able to hear those sorts of things. So what's it like? That's the other question I've been getting nonstop. What is it like? Like, do I have to be quiet this long? Do I really have to be silent? So let's talk about the schedule, right? So Friday night, we have check-in. People come in whatever time you can get there. We typically will serve dinner around 6. If you get there 6:30, 7, and whatever you can, just try to be there as quickly as possible so that you can get to know everybody and get checked in and get comfortable and cozy for the weekend. So dinner time Friday, we're just going to meet. We're going to go over, hey, this is what the weekend's going to look like. I'm going to share a word. Maybe we'll listen to a podcast real quick, or talk about a book passage or something that I'll have for you that day to be able to hold on to for the rest of the week and kind of jumpstart everything, right? So we're talking Friday night. We're getting to know each other. We're praying for each other. Our Friday night was so church, you guys. It was such the church just coming together and encouraging other women and saying, hey, I've been there with you. That secret that you've been holding on to this whole time, that happened to me last year. Do not be ashamed of that. You are not alone in that. praying over people, laying hands on people. It's just, I have a friend that is coming with, again, her name is Angela, and she is an amazing intercessor and prophet from the Lord. And she just shares these words of encouragement. And let me just tell you, she's just amazing. You're going to love her. So she'll be there as well. Saturday, when you wake up, we will have breakfast at 8 a.m. and we will be able to talk through breakfast. You can sleep in and skip breakfast if you want, but we do have a time to chat about what that day is going to look like. And then we will pray and worship, do a worship song, and then we will break into silence. So from 9 to 6, that's 9 hours, there will be silence. Now, what I did, and I will continue to do, is in one of the rooms set aside will be a quiet room for soaking worship. So during that time, there'll be worship music playing. It will be instrumental sometimes it'll have words, but you can just go in there and worship and pray, and it's away from everything, so it's not distracting to everyone else. So I will have that set up during that 9-hour period as well. And then you can do whatever you want. You can go for a walk. You can go for a swim. You can go fishing. You can go for a run. You can exercise. Whatever you want to do, that is your time and your space to just not have to say anything. You know, at one point on our retreat, there were 4 of us in the living room, all doing 4 different things. Actually, 2 of us were doing a puzzle because we got obsessed over this Baby Yoda puzzle. I like to bring a puzzle because it's a metaphor for if you're missing a piece. So there'll be a puzzle. And we weren't talking. And, you know, you can communicate non-verbally. And 2 other women were doing something else. One was reading, was journaling. And, you know, it took off a lot of pressure for me as an Enneagram 2 to not have to have a conversation. I'm just saying, like, it was very freeing. And I could just get up and walk away. At one point, I did go kayaking out on the lake, and I passed her a little sticky note. I was like, hey, I'm going to go kayak. You want to come with? And she did. And we laughed, trying to get the kayaks into the water, but we didn't speak, and it was so just peaceful out there on the lake. Let me tell you. You know, if you follow me, you know I'm an expert kayaker now. So then we'll break at 6 o'clock. We'll break from our silence, and we'll meet for dinner. And over dinner, we're going to do dinner and debrief, which basically means, hey, how was your day? Let's talk about it. We'll break into conversations. We'll possibly talk about, maybe I'll have a certain subject or a word. If somebody got a word during the day, oh my gosh, that was the most exciting part for me, be able to hear from the women. Okay, what did you hear? Like, tell me about your day. So that's what we do Saturday night. And then we just have free time and just hang out and do whatever. Some of us stayed up late. Some of us went to bed a little early. And then Sunday morning when we wake up, we'll have breakfast and we'll have church together. So we'll have some worship music. We'll share a word. We'll pray. And we'll just spend the rest of our time there just being with God, just appreciating and being grateful for who he is and what he brought us over the weekend. We have cleanup and then we have checkout. And so that's pretty much the weekend. So what's it like? It's exactly like that. Are there, other things? Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to let the Lord lead, let the Holy Spirit lead us into wherever we're going to go. If we end up in an awesome conversation, which we ended up in so many great ones at our last one, I wish there was like a tape recorder. I would have put it on the podcast. But just wherever God wants to lead us, if this is a conversation we need to be having, if this is a godly conversation, this is what we're going to be doing. But the silence is the committed 9-hour time so that you guys can just experience just the peace and just the unpluggedness, not a word, of what God's peace is all about. So that's what it's like if you're wondering, which I get that question so much. And yes, guess what? You can be silent for 9 hours. It's actually not that hard. It's very wonderful. So where, when, what, who, why, all that. Okay. Where? Lake Whitney. This spring, it will be in Lake Whitney. Last one in winter was on Lake Granbury. So they will all be in the North Texas area within driving distance of Fort Worth, Dallas, Waco, Austin, even San Antonio. Not that far. Even west, Abilene, Houston. I mean, you can drive from anywhere pretty much if you're in Texas. We're our own country here. fortunately. So you can drive to that spot. So they will be in the DFW-ish area, most likely south or west from now on. So the one in the winter was in Granbury. This one will be on Lake Whitney. When is it? Okay, well, the next one coming up is spring, which is less than 2 months away, May 1st through May 3rd, 6 p.m. May 1st, Friday, checking out at 11 on Sunday, the 3rd. Okay, the big question, how much is it? How much? Okay, this time around, the very first time was, like I said, a lot less expensive because of the avenue that we had went, and it was a lot smaller. This time it will be $160 per person. That includes all your meals, all 5 meals, and all your lodging. So that's all you have to bring. Bring clothes, clearly. But $160 per person, and like I said, includes all meals and lodging for the entire weekend. How many spots are there? There are 10 this time around. 10 spots. They will fill up fast. I've already gotten some requests from women that came last time that want to come this time. And I already had several women who said, hey, I want to come to the next one. So just beware, these spots will fill up fast, and first come, first serve. Whoever pays first, there you go. You have your spot. That's how it works. The world's a horrible place. No, I'm kidding. So that's Ponder Inn. Oh my gosh, you guys, please join us. It's going to be so amazing, healing, peaceful, grateful. You're going to love it. It's going to be the bee's knees. I don't know. I need a better euphemism or whatever that is. Anyway, so come to Ponder Inn, and man, it's going to be amazing. I hope to see you there.